Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming back, and as always thank you for the support. So just carrying on from last time, really, I am going to be starting with this remaining topper from Festive Kisses from the Festive Splendour, which is the members free gift from Hunkydory. Just before I do that, just going back to this card that I made last time, which was this one. So I did have a couple of questions about because apparently it's harder for some of you guys to get hold of the A3 paper to do a 14-inch base. So I did say that I would just go ahead and show you quickly at the start of this video how to do it with joining your card together. Okay, so if you haven't got the 14-inch, if you haven't got the A3, then you can do it by doing this way instead. So you're going to need 2 pieces of A4. Okay, again I'm going with a 300 GSM, and I'm going to cut this to 7.5 by 7. And then the second one we're just going to cut to 7 by 7. Obviously we reuse all of these bits of card as best we can. So move that out of the way. Then I'm going to bring in my scoreboard. So if I take the bigger piece first of all, so we've got 7.5 at the top, and we're going to score at 3.5 and 7, and we're just going to put those, finish those in. Okay, and then this piece, which is the 7 by 7, we are going to score at 2.5, 5, 6, and then you've got the last one at 7. So again, we just go ahead and pop those in. Just move that one out of the way. And then with some red liner tape usually is the best, or PVA glue. If you're going to leave it to set, you can also use your all-purpose, because that does set like concrete once it's dry. You do need something on there just to help it stay down first of all. So I'm just going to take that off, and then all you're going to do, if we turn this around and just pop it down, just match that up. Easier said than done. There we go. I've got a little bit of a bubble there, but we would be covering that anyway. And you can be more careful. If you're worried about this showing on the other side, then just put a matte and a layer on it. It'll be fine. And obviously just give those a really good burnish down for those creases on that one. And then you've got that same size base that we had on the other one. Okay, so that's just a quick way. Obviously I've been really messy there, and I apologize, but it was just a quick demonstration just to show you that you can just join those 2 pieces together and make that base the same way. You don't have to necessarily get the bigger paper. Okay, so going back to today's card, so I'm going to bring my trimmer in. I've got a piece of card that I've already cut to size, which is the 6 by 12, and I'm going to score this at 6, and I'm going to score this at 3. So I'm going to be making a little easel card, but not the tall easel, sort of a half easel. So let's give those a good burnish down. So that will sit like so. And then let's bring in the trimmer, bring in some gold. and I need a mat that's going to be 2 notches under the 6 and 2 notches under the 6 for the base, and that should fit quite nicely onto there. And then we need a piece that's going to be 2 notches under the 3 by 2 notches under the 6, and this will go on to this piece here, like so. And then if I come back to this piece here, so for the base we're going to need a piece that's 4 notches, so 1, 2, 3, 4 notches under the 6. Make sure I've cut that properly. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 notches under the 6. And I am choosing to use the foiled card on this one just for a bit of luxury. If you don't want to do that, if you want to save that for another card, then just use one of your papers, or even your insert would be fine. And then for this top piece we need to be 1, 2, 3, 4 notches under the 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4 notches under the 6. Okay, and this is going to be this piece that goes up onto here. Okay, we've still got a good size square and some other bits there as well. Let's just move those out of the way. And these cards that I'm making today are probably going to be slightly quicker ones. Okay, so less involved than the other 2 that I've done, or the other 3 that I've done. So let me just give that another burnish because it's popping a little bit. So it just means I've probably missed somewhere. And I'm going to bring in my all-purpose glue. I am going to be using it on my gold mirror. You know, I'm going to say just be careful. It does like to take the shine off the mirror if you get it on the reverse side. I usually just put it just inside so that if it does happen to splurge when I press it down, it's not going to come out the sides and catch my mirror. Okay. So, and then we've got this piece here. Again, nicely down. And this mistletoe is hanging down, so a lot of it won't really be visible. So that's why I say, if you wanted to save that as a topper, I wouldn't blame you. I mean, it's gorgeous. It's got delicate speckles of foil on the berries. It's just, this kit, the whole kit is just stunning. It's, like I say, I've said it before, I'll say it again, it is my favourite kit that I have ever seen, and I don't very often say that. I mean, I love all their kits, don't get me wrong. There's not one that I've gone, oh, I don't like, apart from maybe the deco, not the deco, the art deco, just because it's not my thing. But my sister loves it, so I have to have one kit of it. But yeah, it's just not my bag. But you know, everything else has been, oh yeah, I love that, love that. Okay, so let's bring this topper out. But this is special. This is gorgeous. Okay, so we've got that. We've got to the one I love. And I'm going to put Festive Kisses, even though it's slightly different. It matches in with this at the top, so it will still match in, and we've still got those 2 bits there. Let's put that out of the way. Okay, so let's work out how we're going to have this. I'm going to have this Festive Kisses as our stopper, so let's flatten that down for a minute. And then I just have to decide how I want this to go on there. Obviously it's going to be raised up. I don't know if I want that to go in the middle. Oops, can't pick that up. Put that on there, maybe with a little green or pink bow, or we can go to the side. think I do like it to the side, so let's start with that first of all. So I'm going to go quite high with this one. So I'm just going to just gently mark on the back with a pencil, just checking that that's marked. Oh, I can see my border's shifted, so that's the fun of using the all-purpose glue. Just make sure those go back where they're supposed to. Ooh, come on now. Just edge those back. Okay, we'll leave that to the side for a second. So I can see those have marks, but what I'm going to do, just where I put my pencil marks, that's perfect. So I'm just going to go around just a few pips. Edging them off with my scissors. Okay, so let's come in with some Crafter's Companion pads. So just going to put plenty on there for support. I'm not putting anything at the top, so this will be we'll have loose at the top. If you want extra support there, then just pop this frame onto a bit of white card. Draw around it with your pencil, and then just cut it out or add it on. Or if you've got a die that is the same shape as this, which you may have, because I think they do one in the Hunkydory range. I've got the arch one, I haven't got the rounded one, I don't think. But yeah, if you wanted that extra bit of support, then you can do it either that way, either with the die or just tracing around the frame. I think I have done it once, tracing around the frame on a video. Off the top of my head I couldn't tell you which one though. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my tacky glue. Just always like to put a little bit on there, it just gives me a little bit of wiggle time, and I always say it just gives me a bit of security of the stick with those pads, just in case yeah, they sort of shrink a little bit in the heat. So I'm just going to put that to there, so I'm just a tiny bit up from the bottom. That's going to sit nicely, and then I have to decide whether I want this gold frame. I don't think I do, I think I want that bit of see-through behind it. Oh, the other thing you could do if you wanted a bit of extra support, rather than having a half easel, you could do a piece of acetate, glue it behind here and have a little strip at the back where you glue it down, and then you would have that support of the acetate. Okay, so let me again, just going to pop that on there. Pop a little line across, and I'm going to use some, probably about 2mm, I think these are, pads. I'm just going to cut that one off a little bit. I told you these would be quicker cards, didn't I? Just going to pop that down. If you're in any doubt about where this goes, what you could do is pop that gold frame in and then just line it back up. I think we'll be okay. Can't see any of the pencil lines, that's perfect. And then we've got our little To The One I Love. So we just pop that little hole out. Preferably without stabbing myself. What colours have we got? So we've got pinks and we've got greens. and purples. So let me just grab a little piece of ribbon. Okay, so I've actually got some of this gold elastic string. So just going to, let's see, how shall I do this? So I'll just pop that through. And I'm threading it through. And let's see if we can now tie teeny bow, and I've got no nails to help me, so this could be a little bit fiddly, apologies. There we go, we've done it. Let's just trim those off a little bit. Okay. I'm just going to pop those Crafter's Companion so at the same height as this frame. If you want to vary it up a little bit, then obviously you could go a little lower, a little higher, however you feel. I'm just going to pop that in next to it. Okay, and then I'm going to come back to these Crafter's Companion ones just because they are a bit higher. Let's see how it is. It should be fine. I don't think actually I could cut one in half. Just trying to make sure I've got plenty on there as support because it's going to take the weight of the card. So I'm just going to cut those in half. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, so let's take the back of these. And of course the insert would have to go on the actual back of the card for someone to write onto, because it would be super hard. Or the other thing I sometimes do is do a half insert in there. Okay, so let's bring this over to around about there, I think, so it's underneath to the one I love, and then you've got that Festive Kisses. Oops, there we go. So that's that one. Okay, so that's our card number 1. Do we want any gems? Actually, do we want any gems on there? There is a sort of a turquoise colour there, isn't there? So we could maybe come in with some of these ones. Let's have a little look. See what we've got. Where's my little tray? Here it is. Watch them go everywhere now. Like this. Let's just run these out a little bit. So let's just go a little bit down here. I think just 3 here. Splurgy glue. And I think we'll go for these sort of proper like turquoisey, just to pick up these colours in here. I'm going to do 2 of those. And I might go with one of these, which is blue but faceted, so it does kind of catch the light a little bit, like that. Okay, so I'm just going to do those 3 on there. So just because it does feel like it could be given to a fella, because the ribbon is no ribbon, it's string. Quite manly. Okay, so that's that one there. Okay, so we'll pop that one to the side to dry. I've got a frame there that we can keep for another time, and I'm just going to get set up for card number 2. Okay, so I've got another piece of card that I have cut to 6, and it's just a little bit over the 12" there at the front, just because the type of card that I am making with this one, with the cutaway, sometimes I think it just needs a little bit of extra length at the front. If you haven't got the 12", what you can do is just score a little shorter on the back. So instead of doing a 6" card at the back, you could do 5 3/4. Okay, so but I'm going to score as if you wanted to do it the same way, or you can do it the same as pretty much everyone else does it. It would be to just have a same size. So let's bring in the trimmer, and I'm going to cut away. Let's have a look. So we've got it's the bauble one. So it is, let's see, so it's around about 3" that we want to trim away. So I'm just going to put this right on the crease. Let me make sure I'm cutting the right bit. Yes, I am. Right on the crease. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 2" that way, and then I'm going to come over this side and go 1" that way. And then what I can do is just bring that, so that should go to 2". And then if I flip that over, pop that to 1". Should be able to take that up to there. And then we should have our cutaway panel in the front. We'll give that a burnish down. Let's get rid of that for a second, although we will need it back for our layers. Right, let's give this a little burnish down. I'm actually just going to bring in my metal ruler and my knife. I'm just going to trim that top, just neaten that up a little bit. That'll be fine. Okay, so we've got a 3" panel here. We've taken 1" that side and 2" that side. So we need to bring the trimmer back in and go back to our layers. So for the back, again, it's going to be normal. So it's going to be 2 notches under the 6 by 2 notches under the 6. And then for our panel, we're going to want to come 2 notches under the 3 by 6. And I think that should be perfect for that length. Yep. And then we need the bauble one, so we're going to come in with this one here. Let's turn it the right way up. So we want 4 notches under the 6. And I'm going to take a little piece off there, because I do want the bauble hanging, but I don't want so much of that brown at the top. So now I can go to 4 notches under. And then we've still got this nice piece here for another day. And then I'm going to take this piece. I think what I will do is take it from this side, and we'll go 4 notches under the 3 and 2 notches under the 6. So this way we're going to get some of the bottom and not so much of the baubles at the top, although a lot of it will be hidden anyway, so you know, it's not that big a deal, is it really? Okay, so let's do some assembling. Okay, so we're going to start with the gold first of all, and put quite a lot of glue on there, but I'm just being careful as always, not to go too near those edges. Going to give that a good press down and smush in, and then the same with this one. And just remembering that those baubles are hanging down, so because we've got those in the picture, we need to make sure we've got those the right way up. Okay, and then we can move on to this front bit. So again, what I will do is just put a little bit of tacky glue those corners, just because we're going to be putting our decoration on there as well, so we want that to there we go, got that one, and then this one. And if you wanted, I know I haven't said it for a while, but if you wanted, you know, this to look any different or to add something to it, you can always pop it through your embossing folder, add some stencil paste. You know, you don't have to think that the thing is finished just because it comes to you so beautifully packaged already. You know, there's always that space there with Hunkydory to be adding extra on. Okay, so I'm popping these out. I don't know if I'm going to use all of these layers, but I'll pop them all out to start with. And then we've got, well, I'll leave the greeting until I've put that on, and we'll see what room we've got. Okay, so if I pop these out first of all, I think I'm probably going to end up doing 2 layers. Miss a layer out like I did on the last one. Let's have a look. Let's see what it looks like without this gold one. And just be super careful because these are delicate and easy to rip if you're too rough. Not so hard that, you know, you've got to be handling with kid gloves, but oh yeah, I like that better. Let's save that for a rainy day, although we could come in behind. I don't know, I quite like that. Okay, and then we want a sentiment. So we've got Deck the Halls, Sparkle and Shine. I think these ones are going to be too big. So I think it's either going to be Merry and Bright or it's going to be Deck the Halls. Let's try Deck the Halls. Because then we could add in some green gems. Oh, yeah, that works. Okay, so I think we are sorted on our little layout. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in. Shall I go? Oops, got some pins stuck on there. I think I'm going to go high on this one, and then I'll go medium on that one, and then obviously that one will be in the back. So I need to, this goes all over. Yeah, so we can put them a nice smattering all over. So how many of you have had a play with your kits here? I know a lot of you have said that you've got it. I'm hoping to get the other one done as well on here, although I haven't actually thought of a shape for that. I might just do just a normal card for that one. Maybe a 7x7, maybe even a bigger one, maybe an 8x8. And then I've only got one sheet left and the inserts and things. So I may even just do a video with that last one and then it's used. Although I'll be sad when it's used because then it's used. Okay, so let's just pop that down on there. Okay, and then we're going to bring in some smaller ones. Where are you? There you are. Now I do have to be careful with this because I only need to put them at the top and the bottom. So let's just go back on there a second. So we're really from this second one. Okay, so that should be easy for me to remember even with my menopausal brain. Just popping those around. I'm putting quite a few on just for a good bit of support. If you've got any foam tape here, that would be perfect. So, okay. I was watching Crafter's Companion, the Halloween release that they had today, which is the first day of their Halloween. Well, they did a sneak peek at the weekend, but it's the first day of them selling anything. And I have to say, I really do like it. Like, the papers are stunning. And I've got, like, I didn't manage to get hold of the box last year, the Sarah signature box, but I did get the little packets, and I know they did have them on sale recently, so I'm guessing quite a few of you might have them as well. I think they will tie in quite nicely together. I'm getting quite into Halloween, not as dressing up or anything, but as a crafting for Halloween, like the cards and things. I don't know if it's just such, because it's weird now, because you got when you craft, you've got Christmas, Halloween, you know, it all goes a bit out of sync. It's a bit strange, but yeah, I don't know whether it's just because it's quite a nice break from Christmas crafting. You get the odd, like, Halloween things come through. I don't think Hunkydory really do a lot for Halloween. I think they did one kit one time, like a smaller kit. Right, let's try and figure out where this has got to go. So I'm trying to match up these sort of corners there, and I know it will slightly come over more on one side, but I'm not going to panic about that. So let's put that down. This will dry clear, although I may end up putting another sentiment on there anyway, or maybe one of these bigger ones. Okay, let's pop that onto there. A little bit of glue there. Put that the right way up, and we're going to pop that down there. Okay, let's see what we can, maybe we can hide this sparkle and shine behind it. That might be nice, because that's going to be like a little hidden message then. Ooh, yeah, I like that. Okay, so this has to go flat, obviously, so we don't want to give the game away. So just popping that in, like so. Yeah, I'm happy with that. It has got a bit of glue on. Just that way. That's only the tacky glue. Right, so now we said we were going to come in with some green gems, didn't we? So I've got these ones, they're a bit too bright, aren't they? Let's see what other ones we've got. So we've got these turquoisey, a bit too turquoisey. Let's bring the clear ones out just in case we end up going clear. Very green. I think it's going to go. Oh, I've got those ones. I've only got 3. Okay, we could use those. We'll go with these pearls. So just got 3 of that colour there. But I think that is all we are going to have to or want to need. So I just had another idea, but I don't think I'm going to do it. But we'll put these on first of all, see what they look like. So these are, oops, come on now. And then we've got this little one. So let's go. Let's go up here for this little one. So it's hardly even going to be seen, but I know it's there. It's my odd number. Come on now. There we go. And then just one other final little thing. Let's bring these ones, I think. Right. So these are a clear gem, but they've got a kind of, I don't know if that's going to pick it up on camera, but they have got a kind of a bit of colour to them. So I need my picky uppy tool as well. Let's bring that. So I'm just going to pop a bit of glue in there. I think this is probably going to be the right size for that one. Yep, perfect. And then 2 little bits there. And we'll go next size down. And these I think really are officially nail art gems, which is why they come so small. But they are perfect for our cards, and I think these came from AliExpress or Temu, probably Temu. I went for a stage of trying them. Although I have to say I prefer AliExpress. Upside down. Let's just get rid of that one because that's upside down. Nope, let's go with this one. This was supposed to be a quickie thing. There we go. So just on these strings, you could do it all the way across the back if you wanted to, stone to the gods. But I just thought that's just going to add that little bit of sparkle. On there, on that string. Okay, and then obviously that one will stand like so, and it should stand just a little further forward just because we've done that extra little 2mm on the front. Like I say, if you don't want to do it that, if you want to do it exactly the same, please do. I just wanted to try it to see if it would stand differently, and it does seem to stand a little better, I have to be honest. Could even probably go a little higher. Okay, so last card. So we've got our Christmas tree, and we've got our beautiful Christmas tree here as well. Oh my goodness. Okay, so for this one, let me just move that out of the way. Not going to stop. I've got a this is an 8x8 card blank scalloped. Okay, so let's bring in our trimmer. We'll have to put our arm out. Okay, and shall we go with the gold again? I think we will. So we know it's 8 by 8, but it does take up quite a lot of space, these scallops. So I'm going to bring this right down to 7 by 7, I think. Let me just check on here. Yeah, see, that's going to be perfect. So let's bring that down to 7 by 7. Put the gold there. Let me just test it on here. It should be fine, but that's going to sit quite nice on there. Okay, and then if I bring in this piece here, I am going to start with this corner because this is the bit I most want in my card, and I'm just going 2 notches under the 7. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly just run this through an embossing folder. Bear with me. Okay, so I just did that off camera just because the machine's on the other side of the room. So I've run it through a Creative Expressions Sue Wilson Falling Snow embossing folder, so we've just got that texture all over it. It's not in your face texture, is just going to be a little bit behind the scenes just to add something in there. Okay, so I think I am going to do my card. Shall I do it that way or shall I do it this way? I'm going to do it that way. So we'll start with our gold, again with our all-purpose glue, and these card blanks, I think they might be another Card Craft UK one, but they came from the range in a pack of, might be in a pack of 25 or 20, something like that. Always worth having some in, just in case you want to make a quick card, which you certainly can do with Hunkydory, that's for sure. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that on. And give that a smooth down. Okay, so that's our base. So bear with me, I'm just going to sneak. Okay, apologies about that. Okay, so then we've got this beautiful Christmas tree. I'm just going to pop that out. And we've got, I'll pop both of these sentiments out. I suspect I'd like to use the green because we've got quite a few greens in there, but we may have to use the Merry and Bright, but we'll see what it looks like. And we've still got a couple of little bits there left to use. Let's put that over there actually. Okay. So I'm going to take all of these layers out. So we're going to use all the layers, but we will try to use them on different heights. May even cut them about. Let's see once we've got them out, because I haven't really planned this card at all. I just knew it was going to be a normal sort of 10-fold card, just because I haven't made one out of this kit yet. So, well, it's got to be done, hasn't it? You've got to do a normal card. You can't do all concept cards for this kit. Or maybe you can. I don't know. What do you guys think? Okay. So let's have a look. So we have our tree. I'm not sure about that one. That gets lost that way, so we definitely do need the gold behind it because the colours are very similar. Okay. Let's have another little figure with that. Maybe it's just a little different to do it that way, isn't it? And then go higher and higher. And then that gives us plenty of room down there for that. Yeah, I think I'm going to go like that. I think it looks quite expensive, doesn't it? It looks quite nice. Okay, so let's just make sure all of those pips are okay. So they're not too proud on this one. So I'm going to go around with these 1mm pads. And I can pop them all the way around. Oops, they'll come off in a strip. So just pop them down. And maybe one more on there. Okay, so now we have to take them all off. Just working my way around. I noticed from Hunkydory it's sale week this week, isn't it? Summer sale. So bargains to be had if you're looking for a kit that you haven't had before. Maybe you've had it before, you want to buy it again. We had a kit on there today. I didn't catch all of it. I only caught the last half hour. One of the kits they had I hadn't even seen before, so I'm not quite sure how I managed to miss that. But I got plenty to playing with at the moment, so okay, so let's go. Try and go around about central, so we'll go with that. And then we've got this one which is going to come along the top. So I just need some pads on these corners. And I think what I'll do, I will use these again. But what I'm going to have to do is cut them in half even, because that is a very narrow piece. So let's pop that onto there. Oops, come on now. Doesn't want to leave me. What's going on there? No pad. Oh, they're left there. Okay. It's going to be easy to pick them up with my knife, just because I've made them so tiny. And what's going there? It's just quite fine, but I just want to try and give it as much support as I can. There's not a lot of space there to pop it on. Let's see what that's like. I think that should be fine. And of course I put tacky glue on all of these, so they will be secure. and by the time that middle piece goes in as well, that's going to help support them. So there we go, good bit of glue. Stuck back on. Okay, so let's bring that in and down. There we go. And then lastly, we'll come in with these Crafter's Companion one, but I might need to double them. Let's have a little look. So we can go anywhere we like with these ones. Let's put that in and see where that sits. Right. So these ones are exactly the same height as what they are at the moment, so just want to go a tiny wee bit higher. So what I will do, pop that on there. And I'm just going to bring in, and this is just a 1mm again, so I'm just going to pop these over the top just to raise that a little more. And I've never had a problem with the phone shrinking when it's stuck to foam, touch wood, so hopefully these should be okay. And if I just put that down there, just one more. So, that's perfect. There we go. Okay, so that should be fine. If you want to make it easy for yourself, you could just go 2 or 3 high with a Hunkydory pad. Obviously, you know, if there's an easy way and a hard way, I'm not going to pick the easy way for some reason. Right, so let's just get that one off. So for some reason that's not sticking very well to that piece. Let me just pop that one on. Just checking it how it's backing off. Come on now. That's it, behave. It's just going to give us a little bit of time to get that in position. Here we go. There we go, and that's just that little bit above there, so that's good news. Okay, so now we can come in with our Yuletide. I'm just going to give this a little bit of a shake because it's just bending the wrong way. And I think that's because it's been out of its packet, it's quite dry card. There we go. So again with the glue, put that the right way up. And we'll pop that on. Just checking that is, yeah. What I might do is it just seems to be pushing up at the front here for some reason. That could just be because it's been embossed. But what I'm going to do once the card is all settled and dried and everything, what I will do is just go around the edges with a little bit of PVA. And I think we'll come in with these gold gems. We'll leave that merry and bright for another day. So we just pop 3 on there. And we'll go with a big one. sticky. Oh, come on, get a plate, get on that card. It's that one. We have got some bubbles there, but settle down and dry clear. And I will just bring in my teeny tiny dauber. Just wipe away that little bit of excess glue. That will help straighten that up as well. And also just going to come down in this corner here. We can do the same thing. Actually just going to take, I already know that's going to be too much glue, so let's just take some of that out. Okay, so again, oops, that's the question. Perfect. And then that last one there. Okay, so we've got those there, and I'm just wondering whether I want to do, maybe, because we've got 6, I'm going to do 1 in this corner. I think I'll do just 1 big one, because it's a statement then, isn't it, if it's 1 big one. There we go. Okay, obviously it just needs a little insert to go in it, but I'm quite happy with that. Okay, so let me just bring in the ones that we've done today. So we've got our sort of normal tent fold with that bit on. We've got our sort of cutaway panel card. I like to call them elephant ears ones because it looks like a trunk with 2 ears on the side. But I know that's not industry standard as such. And then you've got your little half easel card. Okay, so those are today's cards. So I'm thinking, because there's just like 1 sheet left, isn't there? I think I was there 2. I've got 1 sheet, and 2 bits of cardstock. So I'm thinking I'm going to come back next time and just use that up. So I'll have crafted with the whole kit then on video. So you know, it may be useful if you're thinking of copying them, or you know, it may spur you on to something more even better, you know. That's the whole point of it really. But that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. It's probably going to be quite a long one because there is the free cards in there. But until next time, take care of yourselves. Bye bye.